let me do this. You have to relax. It's not the first time. Lou's gonna get pissed off at you. The last board meeting, he got real serious. So relax. Let me do what I do. So in order to make a lie, you gotta make it. It has to be complete. The setting and everything. So listen to me. I'm gonna tell him I'm in something came up,
Piece of shit.
and we'll take it from there. All right? You don't even have to say. I'm not telling you to say anything. Just let me work. Let me work.
Yo, Chris.
Hey, Lou, what's up, buddy?
Yo, where are you? We got Lies is on the phone, man. We got a podcast right now.
Oh, Lou, you know what it is, Lou? Something came fucking up, man, and it's an emergency, and I had to, you're my brother. I don't want to. I just don't feel comfortable telling you, but something really, really serious came up, and
Chris,
and
Chris, is that a palm tree behind you?
wait, what?
You're zooming. No, Chris, that's your stomach. Chris, that's your stomach. That's your titty. That's your two chins. Is that a palm tree behind you?
No, I don't know what you're talking about. There's no palm trees. There's no palm trees where I'm at in Brooklyn. There's no palm trees here in Sunset Park.
Chris, that don't look like Sunset Park, man.
Lou, if you're not gonna believe what I'm telling you, then we shouldn't even be having this conversation. If you want to, listen. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Let's try that. Let's try that for once.
Something came up, and I'm dealing with it now. And I know we got this interview with this very funny dude, local comedian dude, fellow Latino, Loud, but I'm not. I didn't forget. I didn't forget. Yeah. No, I'm here. I'm not here. I'm saying that I'm ready to record. You just gotta give me about.
Chris, are you at the beach, man?
What are you?
Have you been drinking? It looks like you've been drinking, man.
Like Coney Island beach? I'm not even near Coney Island, Louis. What are you talking about?
Yo, what the? Coney Island doesn't have trees. Is that a fucking cooler and a beer? Yo, Chris.
Lou, you must have some type of interference or something, Louis. Because I'll be honest with you, I don't.
Behind you.
Oh,
and the palm trees.
Louis, I was about to go off on you. I'm a fucking idiot. You know what it is, Louis? You remember those backdrops that I used to put back? That's one of those fucking 3D backdrops that we use that the app has. It's fucking amazing. You know those backdrops where, like in the back, they're getting real good. I pay $5.99 a month for this actual backdrop because it looks like live. I'm so sorry. I forgot I had it on.
Yo, Chris.
Yeah, buddy.
Fuck you, man.
What are you talking about?
You're bullshitting me, man.
No, Louis. No, on our friendship, I'm not. I would never bullshit you. This podcast thing for me is serious, Louis. I would never bullshit you or something like that.
Chris.
I'm telling you, I pay $5.99. I'm gonna put you onto it. I pay $5.99 for the for this it's called Live 3D Backdrop. I'm surprised the phone. Did you do the last update on your phone? Because it came. I had like it's a live version of it. So this is the paid version.
Yo, so then why don't you just take it off? You see the building.
I'm afraid if I do, the call will hang up. I could do it, but the call will probably drop, and then I have to reinstall. I don't know if that's.
You know what? Let's try it, Chris. Let's see what happens.
Try what?
I take it off the filter.
Okay, if that's what you want. But won't you? You don't think this will be good for us? Like this live, like 3D live background? Like for the podcast, it'll be awesome, Lou. That's why I did it. I invest money in this, Lou, because I believe in it. Unlike yourself.
Yeah, just take off the backdrop. Let me see it.
Oh, you want me to take off the backdrop right now?
Right.
Okay. All right, give me a second.
Drop the intro.
Today's show is sponsored by Create Leverage Clothing. If you want finer wear, go to www.createleverageco.com, and that's create with a K. Don't forget to use promo code BREEZE15. Peace. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Breeze Shooters Podcast. We are the show that brings you news, sports, poker, and everything in between. As Chris would say, we love the tweeners. I'm your host, Lou, joined by my very good friend, Chris, who will be joining us shortly. And as I mentioned at the top, we have special guest today, comedian Laz Rivero. And with that being said, let me bring in Laz.
Who's that little guy back there?
Oh no, that's my bodyguard. That's my oldest son. He used to be an ex-football player. So it's one of those big head cutouts that he got back in high school. So I always just leave it in the back as a prop. So What's going on, Laz? How you doing, brother? How's everything, man?
Nothing much, man. I mean, I'm wearing like a knee compressor sleeve on my right knee and an ankle, and one of my right ankle just feeling old, man.
What happened?
Just old, man. I've been it's fucking old. So I went to see Pearl Jam over the weekend in Asbury Park.
Nice.
And me and my boy, also comedian Daniel Arez, we parked, dude, so fucking far away. My man. And my knee was killing me with my ankle.
Oh, man.
And then we were at the show. The show was like 3 hours, right? My bladder's ready to explode standing. We had to walk. So I take off my shoes because we're on the beach watching Pearl Jam and shit, right?
Nice.
You know, feeling really good, if you know what I mean. Like,
yeah.
You know, yeah, exactly. Like, you know, I mean,
it was cloudy in there.
What? And dude, I had my shoes in my hand. So once we get out, I had like low top Converse, you know, the old school low top, the old stars.
Yeah.
They're like, you know, made out of like, you know, canvas, whatever the fuck. Man, my bladder was so full and I'm so fat. I couldn't put my shoes on. I slid all the way back to the parking space, bro. Just sliding. And my boy can fuck with me. He was like, you want to try and put them on now? I was like, nah, leave me alone, man. I'm not putting these on. I dug my foot into them. I couldn't put them on, bro, because I couldn't bend down.
You didn't do the old fat guy trick, just throw your foot up on the bumper of a car and just.
I could do it because of the bladder. The bladder.
Oh yeah, you was scared. Oh, okay, gotcha. But they usually have all those porta potties set up. They didn't have anything.
It was 30,000 people.
It was that many people out there.
30,000 people on the beach. It's great.
Wow.
The moon, the stars, people in boats watching the show.
Oh, that's awesome, dude, man.
Yeah.
Pearl Jam, that's a hard ticket to come by, I could assume, right?
First time in 30 years I see them.
Nice, man. Very nice.
And it was their first show in 3 years, so it was a good deal.
Yeah. Hey, Elias, are you originally from Brooklyn?
No, I'm originally from Cuba.
Okay.
Born in Cuba, and then Jersey, and then moved to Brooklyn in 2005, then back to Jersey, and then I've been in Brooklyn since 2012.
Okay. Which one do you prefer, Jersey or Brooklyn?
Brooklyn.
Well, we're over by Union Park, so there's a lot of eats. There's a lot going on over there. It's a really cool
You didn't even
spot.
need to finish the sentence. Not that I don't love where I grew up. You know, I love where I grew up, and I still have friends over there. I just collectively, as a whole, I just love Brooklyn way more than where I grew up. Not Jersey as a state. I love Jersey. Yeah, but I just love Brooklyn so much.
Nice. And how is it raising a family in Park Slope? Is it a little crazy? Because, you know, it's not your, you know, it's different. It's different from Jersey. It's a lot different.
Well, my building was, you know, full of racist white folk, right? We lived in front of the park. So they'd be asking me every day, do you live here? I'm like, motherfucker, do you live here? It was that kind of, they're different races. I'm in Bay Ridge now. In Bay Ridge, you get like your typical, like, hey, speak. You respect that. In Park Slope, you get that, do you live here? That's what you get over there.
Real
but I loved it over there because we were by Prospect Park. You know, we were by the park. We were by the park, and there was a lot of things to do over there with the kids. But it was very loud, very fucking loud, man. It was like the ambulance and the fire trucks and the motorcycles and it was so, you know, our kids couldn't sleep. We had one at the time. But I love living there as far as eating and, you know, and hanging out. Bay Ridge is very quiet, you know. You gotta watch out. If you take the wrong step, you might land in Mississippi or something when you're out here in Bay Ridge. You know what I'm saying? Like Bay Ridge, you got Alabama, you got Staten Island, you got Mississippi. So you gotta be careful when you step around here.
It's fun because I grew up in that area. I grew up in Sunset Park. I was like in between, but you're right though. When you went to Park Slope, it's different. It's very subtle. If they feel like you don't belong there, they're like, hey bud, you all right? Are you lost? Can I help you?
You need help?
Where Bay Ridge is in your face. Yo, bro, I think you went too far. You passed 60th Street.
You respect that more because it's in your face, you know?
Exactly. You could deal with it a little bit better. Let's get back to you, Laz. So how do you get started with comedy, man? Were you like a class clown in school? Like, how did this happen for you?
I definitely was one of the funny ones at school, but I got class flirt and one of them yearbooks, so it wasn't class clown back in those days. But I was definitely funny. I always thought it was funny. It started at a young age. When I came to this country, I watched Eddie Murphy Delirious at a young age, and Robin Williams, and all those cats had comedy specials. Paul Reiser during that time in the 80s, it was just a big bam. So I had HBO as a kid. My parents didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I'm George Carlin. I'm just watching stand up, you know, just loving comedy. And then Def Jam comedy came out. I don't know, when was it? 90, 89, whenever that was. You know, I love that. It's always been in my life. It just took me a while to get into it. I had to get my shit straight, you know, my personal life in order, my emotional life in order. But I've always been a big fan, and I've been doing this. I don't know. I mean, 6 years I've been doing this. For 2 years, I only did open mics. Just open mics. I didn't do any live shows, any shows in front of a real audience, just comedians. I took a comedy class. And then after I did my first live show, which was in November of 2017, I kind of just started finding out what the business was about. You know, what I thought it wasn't really what I thought it was. And then when you're in it, you know how hard it is and how much work you got to put into it. So since 2017, I've been fucking working hard and performing live. And not a couple months after that, I got an agent, a real big agent, a commercial agent that gives me commercial auditions and give me print jobs. And then I was acting before that. In the mid-90s, I took acting classes. I always wanted to be an actor. I just didn't have the time and the space and you know, and just the ability to do it. So I found that I had the time finally that I could be able to commit to these things. So now I'm able to go to acting auditions. I'm able to do comedy. So now I'm in a better space. So to answer your question shortly, it's been 6 years, 2 years of studying comedy and doing open mics, and 4 years of performing live.
Tell me about that open mic experience. Is that, I can imagine it's terrifying going up there the first time, even if you're in a small room. I think in a small room is a little harder. I think a big room, at least you could probably find a laugh or two that you could kind of hang on to, like, all right, see if this guy could get me through this set. But how is it going through an open mic for you? Your experience, how was that?
I was very, very, very nervous. I didn't have stage fright because, you know, I grew up in a household where I grew up in a cult, basically, where we had to preach on doors and speak in front of a whole congregation. So I didn't have, and then in high school, I did some, you know, we did modeling and we did, and I sang in 2 bands. So stage fright I didn't have. I liked being on stage, but it's, you know, it's comedy. It's 5 minutes of what I wrote down, what I thought was funny, doing it in front of all these comedians that some of them have been doing it for a while. Some of them are new, you don't know what's in the audience. And it was terrifying, but it was in the Eastville Comedy Club, the old location on East 4th Street in Manhattan. And it was on Wednesdays or Tuesdays. This Latino HP comedian used to run an open mic there. I think it was every Tuesday at 6.
Okay.
And that's where I used to go every Tuesday, dude, with HP.
Wow.
No idea what the fuck the comedy business was about. No, literally, I came up from a boat from Cuba. I'm literally in another boat here doing comedy, you know, trying to figure out. And it just comes down to hard work, man. You just got to write. You got to perform. You got to block out the bullshit. You can't look too far ahead because then you're looking at people that are doing really well, that deserve it. You're like, oh, why am I not there? What? Because you got to put in more work. You got to work harder. You got to write better. And And then once you're doing it and you realize you don't want to quit, now you're in it, and you're like, fuck, now I'm in it. Now it's like, you gotta keep going.
Do you find that it's, do you find lucky breaks or connections is more to being the key of being a successful comedian, or is it really just straight up hard work? Because
I think it's.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, because sometimes I see guys, not that they're bad comedians, but I just feel like, wow, you got kind of catapulted pretty fast, where I could see some other guys that have been grinding and they probably deserve that spot, but somebody kind of jumped the line. And I wondered, like, if that's really prevalent in that industry, the connects, or, you know.
I mean, that's prevalent in every industry, man. In any kind of industry that you're in, that's going to happen. I think it all comes down to writing, because the writing, whether that person was catapulted maybe too early and didn't have the writing together, maybe in the future that might fall apart. But if you work on the writing and the writing is strong, the writing will carry you throughout your whole career. Right? 10, 15, 20 years from now, you're still relevant because you're a good writer and you're funny. If someone that's been doing it jumps ahead and all that, you can't let that distract you, you know, because then you're not going to focus on writing. You're focusing on the drama of why this person's doing this and that. And what I found out is, I mean, I'm not known to anyone, bro. I'm maybe known in our little community, you know, in New York. People might know me, but I'm not a famous comedian. I know you had Gina Brion, who I fucking love. I performed with her many times before. She's amazing. America's Got Talent. She's got 2 Amazon specials. So when you wanted to interview me, I was like, well, these people are definitely ending the show right after someone got locked up. Something happened.
No lies, but what's crazy is, though, you work a lot of clubs in New York City. Like, you're really busy. So, and I stumbled on you. I was researching somebody. I forget the young lady's name, Christina, the Jew Rican. I was doing.
Was Tina Alper?
I forget it. Galston. Is it Galston? The
Jew Rican. Very funny. I know Alper. Very funny.
So anyway, I was looking at her and I see you on the lineup card. So I just digging, doing research, and I started going into your comedy. I'm like, man, dude, you're funny. I love your sketch comedy. I think it's hysterical.
Thanks, man.
The skit with the realtor. You got the guy in the basement. No, don't worry about it. We'll put windows here. I was like,
hey, so what do you think? Great place, huh?
What's that sound? Why is it so loud in here?
It's children practicing music. They're very gifted.
Whoa. I asked for a clean apartment and there's dirt like all over the ceilings and the corners. I mean, can you see that? Did you get someone in here for that?
No, but we're going to clean it for you. We got a great crew from Irvington, New Jersey. They come once every 6 months.
There's no light in here. I mean,
plenty of light in here.
You put one window over here.
No.
I just said it's a sun-drenched apartment.
It's very exposed. You're in a bad angle right now. Obviously, we have northwest, southwest. The sun's going to come in from the east. Look at the lighting you're going to get here. Later on, not now. Yeah, the first real estate agent in New York. Yeah, I did real estate.
Yeah. Oh, did you really?
Yeah, for a long time in Brooklyn.
Oh my no, and that's in itself comedy, because you're selling people on a shithole. You're like, yeah, it's great. Don't worry about it. The guy goes, oh, do you have laundry service? Yeah, we got it. In 6 months, it'll be installed.
You know the sketch. Yeah, that's Ron Barber and Daniel Harris. We wrote that sketch together, him and I, yeah.
It was real funny stuff. Good. I appreciate stuff like that. That's my type of comedy. And I think so many New Yorkers could relate with that because it's so relevant to what people are going through. Speaking of Daniel, you brought him up. I see you do a lot of work with him. Are you guys, and oftentimes you guys refer to each other as brothers. Are you guys really brothers or just
We're not really brothers. We're both Cuban, and we've known each other a long time.
Gotcha.
We came up together in the hotel business. In the front office. Oh yeah. We got stories, bro. I even came out in the book. My boy, who's a drummer. I don't know if you heard of the band Cigarettes After Sex. He's the drummer for that band. He'll hate me for saying this. Fuck you, Jake. But he wrote a New York Times bestseller called Heads in Beds, and I'm in that book as Dante, the Cuban guy. You should read a lot of stories. So we grew up in the front office of a hotel. We worked there for years together. And he did comedy before me. He started and he had like a horrible night and took time up. But he was always telling me, Last, you gotta do stand-up. You gotta do stand-up. You gotta do stand-up. And then other people would tell me, you gotta do stand-up. I was like, yeah, I heard it a million times, but whatever. I just wasn't ready. And then he pushed me in 2015. He was like, you're coming with me. And he took me to that first open mic.
Wow.
And then I just been working. But we were doing sketches together before we were doing stand-up. So around 2013, 2012, we started writing sketches together.
Yeah. You had mentioned earlier that you used to be a singer as well. Were you a Latin singer or you were singing English music?
I was a screamer, man. I sang with 2 metal bands, bro.
Oh, get out of here.
The first band was all Latinos. We're called Lengua.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
We were all metalheads. You know, people thought we sang in Spanish, but we sang in English. And then the second one was better than the first one. But no, I don't sing, man. I got a terrible singing voice. But I could scream without fainting. So I was very valuable and I was a good writer. Like, can you scream without passing out? I was like, and I'm angry and I was angry. I was
you know, have you ever heard this expression that you remind people of Tom Segura? You remind me, like, your mannerism. Yeah.
Oh, Tom Segura?
Yeah.
That guy from Cheech and Chong's Up in Smoke?
No, the comedian Tom Segura.
Tom Segura.
Yeah,
I thought you were like the old model Tom Skerritt. I was like, oh shit. From Cheers?
No, it's just your manners. You remind me a little bit of him. But being from Jersey City, was Coco Diaz like an influence on your comedic aspirations?
Nah, I heard of Coco Diaz later on. No.
Oh,
I mean, my influences were Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy, my number one goat. Love Eddie Murphy, man. I mean, Delirious and Raw. I can recite the whole thing word for word.
Really?
And,
yeah.
Yeah, Church Carl, Cat Williams. Those are the people that influenced me. Like the generation after me is more on that Dave Chappelle, Chris Rock vibe. You know, I don't go back to Pryor. So I don't put Pryor as a main influence for me because they would just be talking shit. You know, it's Eddie Murphy, Cat Williams, Carlin, you know, Robin Williams before he stole people's shit, his whole energy.
Yeah.
And then there's people I love now, like Ali Wong, Sebastian Maniscalco, you know, people that got in trouble that I don't say their names. So Andrew Dice Clay when I was a kid. I love Martin Lawrence. Those are the people those are my generation, the people that I grew up loving.
Gotcha. Now, so you speak of writing a lot. What do you think is the key ingredients for writing a good joke? Like, you know, what's a good format? Like, somebody that made it inspired.
If I knew, if I fucking knew, man, I would tell you right now. I tried. You know, you try to get a premise. You know, you try to get a punchline. You need punchlines. Gotcha. That's one thing I know. I mean, you can have a great story, man, but if you don't make the story funny, it better have a really good punchline somewhere, you know? And it's not easy, man. Sometimes jokes, you know, you try to write in the morning. I get up before everyone. I do my thing in the morning, whatever that thing is, you know, we'll discuss afterwards. So I write in the morning. I try to get creative in the morning, whether it is something that I write and then turn it into a video, or something that I record that then gets turned into words and then becomes something on stage. If it's a joke that I really like right now, I've literally I wrote like 4 new jokes that I'm using now on stage, and 2 that I just thought of that I want to use now this week. And if they work, the crowd will tell me if it works, and I'll keep doing it, you know? But a joke is really never finished because I've had jokes from back then that now I'm like, I should have been saying this, you know, gotcha. 4 years ago, 5 years ago, whatever. I should have been saying that. So it's the process of writing jokes, man, of writing a good joke. I try to write a joke and I hope it's good.
Gotcha.
You know?
So the restructuring of the joke could take a year or 2 years before it's something like, you know what, this is it. This is how I have to deliver it.
I mean, I think that a joke is never finished until you document that joke on a special gotcha. Television. Once it's there, then that's it, man.
That's it, yeah.
That joke is done, I think, in my opinion. So then you work on new stuff. But there are jokes because, you know, I'm new to the game, man. I haven't been in the game that long, you know, 6 years, you know. So there are jokes that still need work. Yeah. That I said, oh shit, 2 years ago, it wasn't hitting, but now it's hitting.
Yeah.
So I was able to tag it. Now I have time. Now I'm a better writer. I'm a better performer. I've been on stage more. You know, that 1 year, whatever it was, 50 times, 100, 200, 300 times. Now you're on stage more and you get the work in, you know. The more stage time, the more practice, the more work you get.
I see that back in December, you worked on a movie.
Oh, remember Marie? Oh,
Moment.
What's up with the white man can jump?
I understand that could be very traumatizing.
Alexa, Let me get the address to Jock's Bistro in Hoboken, please. I got dunked on.
Hey, just try not to get dunked on today.
I was fouled.
Whatever.
You know I was fouled. Yes, and that is what you've told the police. And I appreciate everything you've shared thus far. Man, you're married too. You can look, dude. Can we focus on the game, bro, so we don't get...
I want to focus on your hat. When's your boat leave?
I have sinusitis, man.
What's that?
Sinusite.
Cuban thing?
Yo, we shot that in the summer when it was like wilding out with the pandemic.
Wow.
Yeah, we were all negative, hopefully. We were all negative, and we shot that in New York like nothing was happening. You know, it was in the park. Most of the scenes, it was outdoors. People were starting to go out, you know. It was a drama, and I think that my friend and I, the ones that played the brother, Gabe Dorado, we were like the comedy relief of the movie, you know. I definitely was. I mean, I was playing basketball. I got dunked on.
That was a hysterical scene. Great. That was a hysterical scene.
But that's the way I play too. I cheat like a motherfucker. That's the way I play. Foul. No shot.
That's what made it, you sold it, because I was like, I play with guys that, you know, that shouldn't be on the court no more, but they'll talk their way into a game, into a victory, and you played it off well. You're there talking shit to the guy, go shoot your jump shot.
You got nothing. Yo, I'm like, if I miss a shot, I'll wait. Foul. And that translated well on screen.
Yeah, no, I only caught the highlights that you had on your Instagram, and I found it very comical. Even the table scene.
Oh, I'll send you the movie.
Yeah, no, definitely. I would love to watch it. But I see that you do a lot of reads too. Or anything that you're working on that might be that the folks can look out for that's coming. You know,
a lot of what?
TV? Are you working on anything currently that will come? That's coming out soon?
There are two things. Hopefully, two things. There's something I shot a couple months ago called The Redeemables.
Okay.
Hopefully that might be on TV. I have a role in that.
Nice.
And the end of this month, I'm reading for something.
Nice.
Where I play a Mexican-American drug dealer who was educated in Princeton.
Very
nice. Who was obnoxious to show. I was like, oh, that's great, man. I love to. I make believe I went to Princeton. I've been down there. I love down there. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm a little nervous, you know, because there's some really bangers in there, and I love when I have a role and I'm like, oof, I don't have a lot of lines. When I have a lot of lines, I'm like, God damn, it's real. Yeah. So I've been thinking about that reading for the last 2 weeks now.
I'm pretty sure you'll do it well, man. It sounds like it's right up your alley.
I hope so.
Do you see yourself playing a badass, or is that kind of a stretch for you?
I'll play anything, bro.
Yeah.
You gotta see, like, my agent, like, they send me out for, like, you know, construction worker, garbage man, dad. Like, I'm not offended, man. I'll fucking play anything, man.
I feel you. That's what you got to do to get your foot in. Once you get your foot in, then, you know, then that's when you start.
Yeah, I mean, unless it doesn't step on any, like, culture appropriation or anything. Like, you know, you're not going to see me doing fucking, what are you doing? I'm not going to play some, you know, I'm going to stick to where, you know, you can find an actor from Bangladesh for that role. You know, I'm not going to do that.
No, I feel you. How do you feel with the current, the way society is now with comedians that come almost handcuffing them? How do you feel about that? Do you feel that comedians should be because my perspective is that comedians should be the one group that you should let them speak their mind, because no matter how hard it is, there's always a little bit of truth in the comedy, and you got to be able to laugh. So when you handcuff comedians, I think the censorship thing is it's going to kill the craft of comedians. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't know, man. I think you should be able to say whatever you want, and I think that the crowd will tell you if it's funny or not. Gotcha. And I think that you have to kind of adapt a little bit, you know, because everything changes, man. So you gotta adapt a little bit. I mean, don't handcuff yourself. Like I said, if you want to try and be edgy, but be funny, because the audience is gonna tell you if it's funny or not, and it's not the same audience as before. So shit, man. You gotta say what you gotta say, but if you're not getting booked, and you have to find out what exactly is going on in your act, or to put blame on an audience is crazy. Yeah, it's been a little, you know, with the cancel and the bullshit, but the funny motherfuckers are still killing it.
Yeah.
You know, it's nothing about their act that got some people in trouble. Let's say I'm not defending anyone, but Cat Williams is doing his thing, is killing it. When Eddie Murphy comes back, he's gonna kill it.
Yeah.
You know, there are people that came back from things that maybe I don't respect as a human being, but their material has to suffer. You know.
Let me ask you. I know you say you're relatively. Oh, give me a second. I think my partner's here is gonna jump in.
Who's there?
Oh man, this guy. This guy's always late. He's a guy I always got to carry. He's my Jansport. I got to carry him because he's always fucking up. This is my partner,
Damn.
Chris. Chris, we got Laz in the house.
That's the way my wife talks about me.
Yo, why?
Look at
Why
Chris.
you talking? What's up, Bobby? How you doing? Yo, stop talking shit about me, Louis.
You're always that's a nice picture in the background of your dad, man. Really nice picture.
Yo, sun's out, guns out with Chris.
Yes, sir. Wiggle, 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 wiggle.
So Chris, I was just pretty much catching up with Laz, finding out about his career, his acting, and all that good stuff. So what I really wanted to get into was stage control. I know you say you just started as a comedian. 2 weeks back, I went to go see what's his name, Bill Burr, and he's killing it, right? Probably the last 15 minutes. This is his closing joke. His last 15 minutes, he goes into abortion because it's a hot topic now. Crowd was completely silent. And I'm just watching him. I'm not even I'm worrying about the joke anymore. He got the crowd to go from, oh man, why are you talking about that now, to just gut wrenching, like knee slapping, laughing. And it was like a true master. Like, do you ever feel like that in certain nights, in certain rooms when you're working them? You're like, man, I got them where I want them. And, I can pretty much do anything I want. Have you ever experienced that?
I mean, I'm really humble when it comes to these answers because, you don't want, no, I mean, when it's good, it's good. I mean, Bill Burr's a beast. I try to be, I mean, I'm not a dirty comic, but I mean, I try to be edgy. I do say some shit that's out there. I mean, I don't have any censor for what I say. I say a shit that's out there, but it's not like in your face, fucking, But if he's able to write a good joke about abortion and people laugh, then that's comedy.
Yeah,
exactly.
No, it was crazy.
I've written down abortion jokes. I just haven't done them. There might be a time that I will do it. I mean, it's up to the artist. If the artist wants to do it and the crowd laughs, there's a beautiful union there. If the artist does it and the crowd doesn't laugh, then maybe it needs to be reworked.
Yeah, no, I mean, the premise of the joke was that he could see both sides. So he was blaming the women and then he was for the woman's choice. But the way he just put it together was like true mastery. And it was like, man, this guy's a seasoned comedian. You could just see where he's at. And it looks like he was working out some material too, because it looked like it was fresh. But he's
like
just
Corey Holcomb, one of my favorite comedians, Corey Holcomb now.
Oh yeah.
Listen to his abortion. I mean, Corey Holcomb is one of the best writers out there right now. And he's got a couple abortion jokes that you can't help but crack up. And everyone's laughing, no gender. So if it's well written, it's funny. If it's not, then you don't laugh.
So we mentioned earlier you work a lot of clubs in New York City. What's one of your favorite spots that
well, believe it or not, I mean, I work at a lot of, believe it or not, I don't work at a lot of clubs. I work like 3 clubs. One particular club I work a lot, which is the Grizzly Pear, which is like my home club. I love those guys. Kenny Warren, Gabe Dorado. That club before the pandemic was the fucking comedy store of the East Coast, and it's gonna get there again. More people come out. But
where's that at, Laz?
I'm sorry
to interrupt. Where's the Grizzly Bear at?
Grizzly Bear's on McDougal Street between West 3rd and Bleecker.
Okay.
Yeah. It's ran by 2 comedians. Gabe Dorado, he's Cuban like me, and Kenny Warren, who's from Portland. He's now here in the East Coast. And that's one of my favorite clubs because that's the club I get the most work from. Those guys offer me a lot of work. I host there a lot, do a lot of spots. Now, recently, I'm able to work more at the Broadway Comedy Club in Greenwich Village. And then those other clubs that you see me working at are mostly like privately produced shows. So they're not necessarily like the house show. Like if you see me when you saw me at Stand Up New York, that was a producer that I know that wanted me to host her show. If you see me at another club, that's probably a privately produced show. But we're out here. I mean, Latinos, we're here, man. We're here to get booked. Me, my boy Alex Caravaggio, Gabe Dorado, Danny, we're here to get booked. Danny Harris, we're here. We live in Brooklyn, in New York. There's Latino people in the city. Just come find us. Absolutely. We're here.
And how is that network for Latinos? Are we getting a lot of work, or is it difficult?
You got to work harder, I guess. I mean, you hear about the ones that are like, we talked about Gina Brion, who's a fucking beast, right? Yeah. But the lineups, they'll come around. Like I saw 5 flyers the other day, and I think we talk about this, man. Those Latino comics, we talk about it behind the scenes, maybe not publicly on Facebook, but we take little jabs, or on Instagram, wherever. That we're not, we're Latino. We like talking in the kitchen, with the chimoso, like we are moms and grandmothers and aunts.
That's where the best materials come from.
Like that kind of fucking. So when I saw 5 flyers and there were 23 white comedians and 5 black comedians and 0 Latino comedians, that's when you're like, but you can't focus on that. Remember we talked about, you just focus on the writing and focus on getting better, and the work will come. Not that every club is like that, but it's weird that there's so many Latinos in Manhattan and Brooklyn and the Bronx and Queens, and it's weird how there's not a lot of us getting booked on the regular, but there are some that are killing it.
Gotcha. Going back to, you said you took a comedy class, correct? Was that helpful?
Yes, very much indeed.
How so?
I took it with a comedian named Joe DeVito.
Okay.
He's a great writer, knows how to put together a joke. And I was like a fucking loose pit bull, man. He kind of wrangled me, kind of corralled me, and allowed me to be a better writer, be a better comedian. I think.
How is that expensive?
No, I mean, not when it comes to your career. I mean, it definitely wasn't college. I think it was worth it,
Oh, okay. No, because that's one of the things that it's funny you say that, because Lou seems to believe that he sees something in me. I don't see it, but he does.
Well, Laz, that's why I asked you, because I think if Chris had the right coaching, how to structure a joke, because his thing is he has stories. So it's just, he has to know how to format it to deliver. And that's why I was asking you all those questions, really more so for Chris, so he could, try to pursue this. I know he's going to fall on his face, and I just want to be there to laugh.
Stop trying to pick me out.
Put 5 minutes together. Put 5 minutes together of what you think are jokes. Put into 5-minute time, Put it into, hey, how you doing? I'm Chris. Do all your jokes, and then end it. Have a good night. And do that in 5 minutes and see what you come up with. And then whatever you have written there, those might translate into jokes, with some writing, with some coaching, like you said.
Okay. So first of all, I don't like that Lou is trying to pick me out. I don't like that. But you know what? Whatever. Whatever we could do to make some money. But so you suggest, before the comedy class, to put together something to see, to gauge where I'm at?
Yeah, put together what you think is funny.
Because I have a lot of stories. I just,
Chris, it could be a self-portrait too, Chris.
That's why it's fucking work, bro. It's crazy.
So, being that you've been working comedy clubs now, what's one of your funny stories that you could remember of a heckler or somebody in the audience? Do you have anything?
I always tell one story. And I told you about the name Angelo Lozada in the message I sent you. May he rest in peace. We were at a bar in Williamsburg, but it was the part of Williamsburg that hasn't been gentrified yet. Like, it's 2 blocks haven't been gentrified yet.
So 2 blocks.
So we're in there, right? We were Latinos. It was me, Angelo, Jenny Saldana, Tino Esteban, Angelo. Someone else. I can't come and say. And the crowd, man, I noticed that they all had the same black hats and leather jackets, bro. So, and they were loud, and the women too. The women were like, I was like, oh fuck, there's a gang in here, bro. So we were all very careful in our words, but Angelo went up there. He was like, "This dumb motherfucker," and you, oh yeah, Tupio. He was just hitting them, but in this smooth way, hitting them hard. So after we perform, we go outside, make a little circle, if you know what I mean, bro. And one of the dudes comes out. He's like, "Yo, you guys are funny, but you know what? I never leave home without it, right?"
No.
So I was like, "All right, Uber, pam, everyone."
Every man for himself.
I was like, "Man, step on the floor, I'll see you later on, guys. Thank you so much. Venmo me." Once you see that, you out, bro.
Oh man.
I was like, "Oh damn, this guy's flashing steel out in this motherfucker, bro. I'm out."
That changes things real quick.
Woo. So that's a story. That's a true story right there. I wanted to show off the new tat.
Yeah, it's very nice. Where in Bay Ridge you get your tats? Because I saw you.
Untouchable Inks, baby.
Untouchable Inks? Really? Yeah. Wow, that's very nice, man.
He did this too. The cafetera.
Oh, yo.
Shit.
Papo, pero tú eres cubano. Damn.
He's good. His name is Ivan, Latino.
Wow, nice.
There you go. Those are the
very nice.
I always tell Lou, you see the Jewish community work with each other. You see the Chinese community work with each other. If Latinos in a whole work with each other, man, we'd be unstoppable, man. Like we'd be unstoppable. We got so much talent, so much smarts, and so much to give that if we work as a team, man, we'd be unstoppable, man.
Because it's hard to get there. You're right. You got to reward the people that get there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
There's a million white tattoo shops. I'm not saying they're bad, but if you find a good artist that's Latino and the service is good, you go back, man.
Exactly. And you recommend them. You know, like you just did now,
There's another tattoo shop in Bay Ridge. I don't want to say the name, but they were just rude motherfuckers. One of them wouldn't even turn around to even look at me. I was like,
what? No, that's not good business.
So that's where you got to go to Untouchable Inks.
Nice.
All right, Untouchable Inks.
Laz, before we sign off, brother, is there anything you want to promote? Anything coming up that you want the people to see?
Nah. Today, actually tonight, man. Yeah,
where can reach
tonight. I'm gonna be at Essence in Crown Heights, 9:00 with David Shine. It's a club right on Atlantic Avenue. That should be a fun show. Tomorrow, I got some voiceover work for this sock puppet thing that someone's producing and putting together. I forgot the name. I think it's called Diamond Heat. And then Friday, I have a show at the Tiny Cupboard at the church, 7:00 with Mallory Bryan. Nice. And then at 10:00, at 9:00, I have another show, Slam X Comedy, in Brooklyn as well. Manny Cruz produces that one, a Latino dude from Long Island. So it's a busy week. So they want to come see me tonight, Essence, Crown Heights, Friday, Tiny Cupboard, 7:00, and the other place at 9.
Bring it back.
Laz, I hope the guys are not, that gang is still not there. The gang with the leather jackets at Crown Heights.
You're going to Crown Heights, make sure.
We all left, bro. We all left. Ubers came, boom, bye. Crazy.
Hey, Laz, it was a pleasure meeting you, brother. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Laz. You could catch him on Remember Marie, a movie. I'm pretty sure that's on YouTube, Laz. Vimeo. There we go. Go check it out. Support the brother. Good dude, Brooklyn dude. Make sure you go catch his shows. Also, very entertaining IG page. Go find him on IG. Very entertaining. Laz, thank you.
Thank you, brothers. Thank you.
Good delight,
nice
man.
to meet you, pal. We'll be talking real soon.
Let me see that sketch when you're done. Thank you, brothers.
Yes,
Sounds
sir.
good, man. Thank you. Take care.
Later, man.
I don't like coming in halfway, and I was ready to roll, but the contractor came in, and he was one of those contractors that like to talk, and I just wanted to. I know I don't have to give an explanation, so I won't give an. I won't give an explanation.
When you're talking to the Hefe, you better come with a good excuse.
No, I don't want to. You know, so I didn't give a fuck. That's your excuse right there.
Chris,
what?
Chris, do you have a closet in that place right there?
Right here?
Yeah.
No, I'm in the living room.
Oh, is there a closet in the room next door?
I don't have no closets in this residence.
No, man, I wish you were there at the beginning. Really funny dude, talented brother, and I think he's gonna blow up. He's Chris, if you go to his IG page, really, really.
I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna go. I like to see funny people.
Yo, thank you for joining us for another episode of Breeze Shooters Podcast. We hope you have been entertained. I'm sorry, Chris.
Before you end this, man, my condolences to the Leon family. Dashi, Jay, Nick Leon. The father passed away, and so my condolences to the family, and God bless.
Sorry
so
to
I
hear
just wanted
that,
to shoot
man.
that out there.
Condolences.
Yeah.
So again, thank you for another episode. Thank you for joining us on another episode of Breeze Shooters Podcast. Thank you for the support, and we could only do this if you continue to share our videos and talk about the show and refer us to friends. Jump on, hit subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. And again, you can find us on our Facebook page, YouTube, Roku. You can also find us on IG. And just
Deja Vu TV.
Season 1 Deja Vu TV. That's me and Chris, where we have really good interviews that we gave them seasons full of work. And just big things coming ahead. Kev is going to be announcing something in the next couple of days.
I wanted to announce something, Louis, but unfortunately, my dream got cut short. I when the gravy train, you missed the stop. I had an epiphany. There
you go.
The other day, I said it right? Epiphany. Okay, epiphany. Well, I pronounce it differently, but that being said, I'm a little bit upset at myself that I didn't cash in with the OnlyFans. I think that if I would have put out some good, sexy videos, so I started, putting my portfolio together, my video portfolio, and then I found out that they're canceling out any sexy pornographic stuff.
Yes.
In OnlyFans. So what I'm gonna try to do, I'm in conversations with.
Are they canceling now, or they're making them pay taxes? I thought that might have been.
I think the taxes would be a better option, because at least people could keep earning. But I don't know. I thought they would, regarding the explicit content. I attached a few photos of myself to the people at Patreon. Have you ever heard of Patreon?
Yes.
So I'm waiting to hear back from them, and then don't worry, Lou. Regardless, it's a sub channel of Breeze Shooters. So whatever income I make on that, I won't pull a Joe Button. I'll share.
It'll filter back.
Well, not all of it, but some of it.
Chris, I'll make sure to have my coin roll wraps together so we can put that shit together. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. Be safe, take care, and 2-year anniversary, man.
It's coming up.
Hey, tell us what you feel. Tell us what you think. Hit us up on IG. Peace.
I swear to God, Louis, if this comes out corny,
trust me,
I'm gonna fuck you up.
Trust me.
Me and Laz have a reputation. You don't, but me and Laz have a reputation.
I guarantee you're gonna like it. But this is the key.
No one's gonna see this.